Easter. I know today is a special holiday for us as Christians as we celebrate the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now, just like many other holidays, at Christmas we like to celebrate the birth of Jesus, and we'll often maybe make a birthday cake to celebrate Jesus' birthday. Today we're going to make resurrection rolls. This is going to allow us to look at the symbolism of what this dessert, the special dessert, and how it relates to the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now let's go over a few kitchen rules. Remember, you need to go grab a parent to come and stand by to help you. Most of this you'll be able to do by yourself, but we will be preheating our oven to 375. So I want to have you grab your parents to help you with that. And then remember to go wash your hands. I've already washed mine, so I'm ready to go. Let's talk about some of the ingredients we're going to need. Today we're going to use some melted margarine or butter. And remember, we've talked about this before, that a stick of butter is a half a cup. We need a quarter of a cup. So we're going to cut that in half because a fourth and a fourth makes a half. I've already melted my butter. We needed a quarter of a cup of white sugar and a tablespoon of cinnamon. I've already taken both of those and put it in my bowl and mixed it together to create a mixture of sweetness there. And then we're going to need a package of crescent rolls, or maybe you even have the crescent dough sheet, something along that lines, and then marshmallows. Now, because we've been home for a while, I'm missing a few things, so all I have is mini marshmallows, so I'm going to use that, but really, if you just have 8 normal-sized marshmallows, that's going to work perfect. But what we're going to go ahead and do, I have the oven preheating already, and I'm going to open my crescent rolls so that we can lay those out. Let me pop my can here. And we're going to roll it out so that we can see the 8 triangles that this makes. So we're going to really carefully find that seam, roll it out, and you can kind of see here that there's already some triangles that have been pre-cut for you. So you can separate those triangles. If you're doing this with your brother or your sister, you can split those up so that you can share. And we're going to get some of those ready. So we're going to start with the marshmallows. The marshmallows are going to represent Jesus's body. We know that Jesus died on the cross for our sins, and after his death, they prepared his body. And so they took it and they wrapped it in linens and put some oils and sweet smells on it. So I'm going to go ahead and start by dipping these marshmallows in my butter. And then we're going to take it and we're going to roll it in the cinnamon and sugar. This is going to get your hands nice and goopy, but that's okay. And then we're going to take it and we're going to place it inside. So we have some butter that we wrapped around our marshmallows, rolled that in cinnamon and sugar, and then just like they closed the tomb for Jesus and they sealed it, we want to seal this up nice and tight. So we're going to wrap it, sealing all of our edges there so that we have a little tomb. So just a reminder, the marshmallows represent Jesus. The butter and the cinnamon are the linens that were wrapped around him, the oils that were used to prepare his body, the sweet fragrances, and then we have the bread that is representing the tomb. I'm going to go ahead and use a little pastry brush. I'm going to put a little bit of butter on the top just to kind of seal those edges, and then sprinkle a little bit more cinnamon and sugar, and then I have already sprayed a muffin pan so that it won't stick, and I'm going to lay that inside of there. We're going to continue to repeat this process so that we have all 8 prepared. Now remember, I have to combine my little mini marshmallows since I don't have marshmallows, but I'm going to roll it. I'm going to take it, I'm going to place it in the dough. The dough is representing the tomb. We're going to seal it up tight because that's what the soldiers did with Jesus's body. They sealed it up because they thought that he was going to be in there for a long time. And so we're going to continue to do this process. I'm going to give you a few minutes to go ahead and get this all together, and we will go on to our next steps. Now that we've taken the time to fill all of our crescent rolls with our marshmallow mixture that we dipped in butter and cinnamon and sugar, and the pan is prepared. Before we stick these in the oven, I want to remind you of a Bible verse. In Matthew 28:6, it says, "For he is not here, for he is risen just as he said." We are going to experience an extra special surprise because remember, we filled these with marshmallows. But those marshmallows are representing Jesus Christ, and we know that he did not stay in the tomb, but he was gone. Let's find out what's going to happen to these rolls after we bake them. We're going to stick them in the oven, bake them for about, 10 minutes or so, and then we'll see what happens. So my buzzer just went off after 10 minutes, and I went in and I grabbed my pan out. They were nice golden brown, so I know that they're ready to go ahead and pull out of the oven. One of the best ways to get these little rolls out is to use a spoon. And you want to go ahead and pull them out. So this is where you're going to need a parent to help you. You want to pull them out when they're warm so they don't stick to the pan at all. But you're going to set those out, and then after they cool, we're going to see what has happened. But let's talk about, again, we remember that the marshmallows represent Jesus's body. And then Jesus's body was wrapped in linens with oils put on it. That was the butter and the cinnamon and the sugar. And then we used the crescent rolls as the tomb. And we made a really nice tight seal around Jesus's body, just like they rolled that stone over the tomb. But the great thing is, the thing that we celebrate about Easter is that Jesus is not in the tomb. He is risen. He is no longer there. And so when we go ahead and take a look at these resurrection rolls, I remember putting marshmallows in these resurrection rolls, in these crescent rolls. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened while we were baking. When I open this up, wow, look at that. The marshmallow is gone. Just like Jesus, he is no longer in the tomb because he has risen from the dead. That is what Easter is all about, and what we as Christians love to celebrate. The fact that Jesus is no longer in the tomb and is risen from the dead. I hope that you can enjoy this Easter Sunday with your family. Maybe make some resurrection rolls to remind you of Jesus' death, his burial, and his resurrection. And thankfully in Matthew 28, we know he is risen just as he said. Happy baking!